excited. So, drum roll, our first pitch comes from Daniel Clein. Come on up here, Daniel. Yay! Esteemed Boredom, please welcome Daniel Clein. You are the first to jump into the tent.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming out today. So, my name is Daniel Clein, and I would like to begin by painting a little picture for you. Imagine what it's like to be sick. We've all been sick before. You feel tired, bogged down, and don't feel like you can really do anything. Now, on top of that, imagine what it would like to be sick for a period of months or even years. Finally, imagine what it would like to be sick like this, but you were only 8 years old. This is what it's like to be a child diagnosed with cancer. Now, the problem is, how do the parents of these children keep these children happy, healthy, and entertained? Well, they could buy them books, which could be read once or twice and put away, or toys, which could be played with for a couple hours and then forgotten about, or they could buy them the magical toy that truly fosters curiosity and can be played with over and over again for hours on end. And that toy is called Legos. Lovely way to start the night.
Remember, this is just the first philanthropy.
I'd love to continue anyways. Okay.
This is why we do rehearsals.
And technology is not perfect. But we saw it. You
Beautiful. Okay. So, unfortunately, my family has had a run-in with childhood cancer before. And through that experience, we learned of the amazing staff at Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. After all the awesome things they did for us, we said that if they ever needed help with anything, to give us a call. And that's how we met Anthony. Anthony is like your typical 8-year-old child. He likes to play with toys, read books, and be with his family. But unfortunately, at a very young age, Anthony was diagnosed with cancer. To cope with that, Anthony would like to play with Star Wars Legos, but the hospital didn't have any Legos to give to him, so they gave us a call. I began to think of ways to raise money to buy new Legos, and then realized the truly untapped resource that was used Legos. Now, please raise your hand if you played with Legos as a child. After you outgrew those Legos, what did your family do with them? For most families, they don't want to throw them away because they spent so much money on them, so they collect dust in an attic, forgotten about for several years. The goal of this organization is to put those Legos to use through upcycling. So, I began to talk to my friends and family in my community to see if they had any Legos to donate. We began our collection, and after our first donation to Joe's, we decided to make Lego donation boxes to put in elementary, middle, and high schools to help in the collection of used Legos, as well as make new Lego pins, which I'm wearing tonight, to be sold for $2 each to help buy new Legos, which is how we bought Anthony a very special gift. Now that you know what Bricks Busting Boredom is, I'd like to tell you about our future. Our plan for Bricks Busting Boredom is to create 15 different Lego donation boxes to be put in 15 different elementary, middle, or high schools across Palm Beach County for a period of months, for 1 month out of every year, and to create a constant inflow of used Legos to be donated to Palm Beach County Children's Hospitals. To do so, we're asking for $15,000 to first buy new Legos to kickstart our collection, as well as become incorporated as a 501c3 for $1,500, create a professional website for $1,000, and also create flyers to put in the elementary, middle, and high schools, as well as make Lego donation boxes and more Lego pins. When you see a child who just received a Lego set in the hospital, they're not just a child who has cancer or a child who's battling a dangerous illness. They're just a child excited to play with their new toy. Please, help me give these children this feeling. Thank you so much. I'll now be taking any questions from the VIPs.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So will this only be at Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, or will it be available at other children's hospitals?
No, sir. We would love to move to Palm Beach Children's Hospital, such as Palm West Children's Hospital and Palm Beach Children's Hospital.
And have you spoken to them yet?
Yes, sir. I've gotten into contact with the child life specialists, which would be the people who pass the Legos out to the children after we donate.
And do the children get to keep the Legos, or do they disassemble whatever they've made and put it back in in a storage area?
Once the Legos are given to the children, we would like them to be their Legos. They can do whatever they like to do with them.
So I think it's wonderful that you're looking at starting a 501c3. That's an ongoing organization. You're clearly a talented young man. When you go off to college, how will this continue beyond you?
Well, alongside me keeping in contact with my family here in Wellington, I would love for my sister and brother to please stand up. Sarah's going to be a freshman at Wellington High School, and Jonathan will be a middle schooler as well, and I'll have them to help me out. As well as with these funds, we'd like to create a program at Wellington High School for people who would like to help us out from Wellington to help distribute Lego boxes and help with collection.
Is there a sanitary issue? In other words, I guess to the extent the child in the hospital keeps the Legos, they're not recycled, so there's no sanitation issues?
No, sir. We once we donate the Legos to the hospital, they sanitize all the Legos to make sure no germs were passed from the previous user to the children.
Are they put in kits? You know how you get a Lego kit?
Yes, for the new Lego sets, they're delivered straight to the children, and also we'll put the Legos in bags to be given to them, as well as some of the Legos will be put in the playrooms for the children to build whatever they like with, and then take their creation back to the room.
Go ahead.
Okay, so where can I give you some old Legos?
Well, we currently have our Lego boxes set up at 3 different schools: Wellington Landings Middle School, Binks Forest Elementary School, and Wellington High School. And we also have different donation spots set up at the Farmer's Daughter on Southern Boulevard. And if you ever needed to, you could email me, and we'd be happy to find a donation point for you to pick them up.
Thanks, Daniel.
Last question.
Have you ever thought about partnering up with another organization that provides donated items to children in hospitals?
Yes, we couldn't be happier to work with other organizations, because the more, the merrier for these children.
Excellent job, Daniel. And making this a chance for sick children to have a time when they can just only think about playing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bricks busting boredom. Yay!